Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to FF episode 2589. It's called
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We're here somewhere in Podcastro Valleyton on a day that is so sunny. And I have to say, I'm liking it being in CA, that's California, not CO, that's Colorado, not AL, that's Alaska. No, wait, that's Alabama. AK is Alaska, isn't it?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Or is that Arkansas? Or is that Mississippi? MI, crooked letter. Nah, that's not how you
Mike's
say that.
Daily
It would be
Podcast.
Alaska.
Yeah!
Well, AK is also the name of a gun. The Dash 47. That would not be what I'm talking about. It is Alaska. Okay. And so Arkansas is AR. Excellent. Now that we figured that all out. Hey, thank you for listening to this podcast. It's very instructive and helpful, and everybody loves it. No, nobody knows about it. That's okay, because you do, and that's important, and that's where we were going with this show today, because people love listening to stuff, is what I'm finding out. People love listening. Even though they don't seem like they're doing any listening, they love listening, apparently. Why do I say that? Well, there are more people that are advertising in the audio world. Yes. Oh, you thought it was all visual and spending a bunch of money on cool CGI graphics like you've seen on the commercials for things during the Super Bowl and whatnot. No! Apparently there's audio. Despite an uncertain economy and a growing menu of marketing avenues, brands continue to gravitate to audio advertising in all of its manifestations. Why?
And here's today's podcast picture.
I'm going to do something very un-audio-like, and that is tell you that the podcast picture today is of a beautiful tree in front of a humongous company that is very big here in the Bay Area, and they are called Workspace, or is it Workforce? Work something. One of those two. Man, my eyes are going bad because I can't see the building through the windows here of Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. That's the late great Basil the Boxer. Yes, Workforce, I think, is what it is. He did not work for Workforce, the late great Basil the Boxer, but he was a fan of helping me not work and enjoy not working and enjoy. Oh, I think I just broke my cheap glasses that I had on my face that I was trying to observe stuff with. Work day. It's work day. Okay. Anyway, this is a picture of work day. Workforce is something else. I get all of them mixed up. Workspace, isn't that no, that's Salesforce. Salesforce is the big, huge, tall building in San Francisco, I think. Workday has their headquarters, and they have a bunch of other buildings all in the area in Pleasanton, next to Dublin, in California, in CA. And I was walking past there today as I got off the very nice BART station. One of the nice ones. Because there's a lot of awful ones. A lot of just disgusting and oh my gosh. Wait. Do I feel another Bart story coming on from Mike? He was talking all about radio advertising, but now he's talking about Barts. And I told you about how Eric Swalwell, our local representative, politician, guy interested in running for president, at one point, someone who dated a spy, if you listen to some people on the right say that, well, Swalwell emailed me in my response to saying, hey, you need to make sure that car companies put AM radios in their cars because they're starting not to. And he replied something about, hey, did you see that? I put money into getting a train that's connected to BART that goes from the Altamont to the Bay Area. Did you see I did that? Something, and I did this some other infrastructure is what he was talking about. Well, the BART that I rode today was one of the newer ones. I rode 2 new ones and 1 old one. And the old one did not stink of marijuana, which was surprising. Usually it's the other way around. But the new ones that I was on today, they all stunk of marijuana and skunk and smunk and whatever else. So I'm sitting on the BART. I get on there, and I'm sitting next to a group of kids, and they're all wearing hoodies because it's the fashion statement that you need to make when you're riding on BART and you're young. And they're sitting there and they're looking at me because I'm the bald, gray beard guy with his huge backpack because I had places to go and things to do in the radio world.
Baloney.
And they're sitting there looking at me, and I don't know if they thought I stunk or if they thought the BART car stunk because it did stink of marijuana in there. One of them pulls out a little perfume bottle. It's tiny, and starts spraying it. And it smelled like, it's some kind of, maybe it was like cologne. And I said something to him like, well, it smells a little better. I should have kept my mouth shut. No, here's what he did. He pulled out another perfume thing and sprayed that. So I ended up getting up at the next stop, leaving that car and going to a different one. Actually, he ended up leaving. Him and his perfume. I don't know if he was trying to sell me perfume or cologne or what was going on, or if he thought the room, and he actually had a mask on, not a Halloween mask, but one of those protective, I don't want to get COVID masks. But he's spraying perfume, and I'm thinking, I hope that isn't COVID infused perfume or cologne. No COVID cologne for me, please. But he left, and then I think I still have some of the stink on my jacket from whatever he sprayed. That was weird. Isn't that odd on the BART in our wonderful system of transportation here in the Bay Area? What do you guys think here at Cafe Anyway? Do you agree? They're talking about something else. So that happened, as well as I had to wait quite a while as we go outside of Cafe Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valleyton, the last place on earth. I had to wait quite a while at the Bayfair BART to catch a train to Pleasanton, to catch a BART train. And I'm waiting there about a half hour. And one of the BART cars going north, so going up towards Oakland, towards then San Francisco or Richmond or Antioch, wherever it's going. Excuse me. It's getting a little crazy with my hands. You'd think I was Italian, but I like it to use my hands. So what happened was, as you know, my cat is Italian. That's why he sings opera. He sang opera on a recent podcast, as in he was meowing a lot. Don't know what happened there, but no Rocky with me today at this point here at Cafe Anyway, outside. No, but I'm waiting, and a car opens, and the door opens, the car door opens to a BART car, I should say. And I look through the door, and all I see is clothes strewn everywhere. Basically, an unhoused person decided to house himself, to make him home full instead of homeless, inside of this BART car, and decided to throw all of his clothes and stuff all around this car. And apparently he also had a radio or some kind of audio device, because he was playing music super loud. Oh, and there was toilet paper, and I didn't focus too much on the toilet paper because that was just weird. And so it was a car just stopping momentarily at Bayfair. The doors closed and off the car went. Who knows what was going on in there? I can tell you, as I was getting onto the BART one of the times today, my foot hit something ultra slippery, and I slipped and just fell. Bam. Hit the ground hard. And I turn around and I'm like, please, 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 I hope that wasn't urine. And I looked, and it was some kind of smoothie. It was either ice cream, something strawberry related, because there were little bits of strawberry. It didn't look like it was throw up. So I get up, and I'm moving out of the car, and the lady said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I didn't know I still remembered my ballet from those lessons long ago. I still know how to do ballet." By the way, if you're female, you're a ballerina. If you're male and you do ballet, you're known as a ballet dancer in America. But in Europe, you might be known as a ballerino. I found out, interestingly. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. We had so much to cover, so much more, including how radio is incredibly important. Oh, but yeah, the podcast picture is Workday, and yesterday's podcast for the show that was called Duress, because at one point the brewmaster had us under duress. He wanted us to drink his root beer, and he pulled a knife on us because he's the brewmaster, and we did drink the root beer under duress. But the podcast picture on the last podcast was of a beautiful moon. Did you see the full moon? Well, if you didn't, I took a picture of it for you in Podcastro Valley, and you can see it at mikesdailypodcast.com. But today's podcast picture is of Workday and their beautiful building in Pleasanton. Now, back to why they are saying that audio, advertising in the audio world is better. Brands are continuing to gravitate to audio advertising in all of its manifestations, drawn to the medium's human connection, ability to drive recall, efficacy, and low cost. There's a low cost to audio advertising. Execs at ad agencies that specialize in audio say the channel's efficiency is helping drive an uptick in business for their shops, in what may be the start of an audio-first advertising approach for some brands. Just as long as they're not using those AI voices.
What in the world is that about?
That is something we went into in a very recent podcast about AI taking over radio and having these artificial intelligence voices. And there is a couple YouTube videos that you can catch, quite a few actually, where you are hearing some announcer and you're watching, video of, I think this is primarily videos that have to do with, here are places that you can visit when you're in this town. And the video, the narrator is completely AI. I was going to say CGI. Well, computer generated audio, so CGA, we might want to call it. But it's totally, it stands out. And my lovely lady friend was listening, and she's not in the radio world, and she could even tell. One of the things I was talking about, like, this lake dates back to the 19th century. Instead of saying that, it said, this lake dates back to the 19th century. I mean, it sounds kind of close. It sounds better than it's ever sounded, that AI sound, but it's still, you can catch stuff. And as they used to say in programming, garbage in, garbage out. So whatever that programmer is trying to do. And I was talking to my friend Masa about all the stuff I was talking to you about in a recent podcast about how artificial intelligence will be difficult to replicate DJs and radio announcers for a actual radio show. I mean, there's some stuff it can do, like say that song was by Madonna, like something real quick. But if it's actually trying to relate to you with the human connection, it's not going to do it. We all need the human touch. There's a little Rick Springfield for you. Yes, a little of that human touch. Baby, in this world without mercy, don't you think I'm asking too much? All I need is someone to talk to and a little of that human touch. That's Bruce Springsteen. Rick Springfield, Bruce Springsteen. Two different people. People trying to find out about artists that were big in the 80s. There you go. They were two different guys. As we all found out in the 80s. They both have spring in their name. And look at this. It is the spring. And it's beginning to look a lot like spring around us here at Cafe Anyway, with all the blossoms and whatnot. And in the podcast picture, there's some blossoms. Adam Plyman, who is a sonic strategist and creative director at Play Audio Agency, which works with numerous Procter & Gamble brands, says there's something about removing the screen that creates more of a personal connection with the brand. Isn't that interesting? Removing the screen. My lovely lady friend loves these YouTubers, and whenever you start a sentence talking about YouTubers, there's usually something horrible that's going to happen, like the YouTuber died or killed themselves or was killed by someone or some terrible thing. But this YouTuber is, first off, my lovely lady friend, when she watches a YouTube channel, it's gotta be, she's drawn to the really ultra professional ones. The ones that look super nice. These ladies look like they've had their teeth capped and their skin is beautiful. And it's all, they're using the most perfect lighting that there is. In some ways, it's very unnatural. And this very unnatural trying to look ultra super elevated image-wise was talking about herbs and vitamins that are natural vitamin sources that you can take to make you better, to make your hormones work better, or some crazy thing. One of the things she talked about was maca. Not to be confused with my friend Masa. So being able to establish your brand's emotion, in seconds flat, that happens through music and sound, and it's more efficient in the audio space. You're able to forge a tighter emotional connection with your target consumer that way, and then that efficiency of spend is huge because it doesn't cost as much. He also believes that the efficiency of audio is causing an uptick in business for his agency, from brands shifting from a visual-first medium to possibly looking at an audio-first approach to their advertising in years to come. He also says there is continued audience growth, from podcasting and streaming audio. Yes, audience growth from podcasting, from this little thing we're doing right here, and streaming audio, and the ability to hit the right audience target in a one-on-one listening environment, which is what we're doing right here. There's probably you. I don't know if you're with anybody. You probably are not. That's just basically what podcasting statistics show, is someone who's listening to a podcast is generally by themselves. And this Adam Plyman from Sonic, who is a sonic strategist and creative director at Play Audio Agency, said it's kind of a no-brainer when it comes to understanding what you can do with your brand's spend in this audio renaissance. And then a CEO of a Detroit-based agency says that drive time radio not only reaches audiences when they have a very high attention level, but the audio medium itself has an advantage over visual media. The brain digests audio in a slightly different way than visuals, and it's something that sticks really well. It's proven that you can get a really good, solid brand recall in response to audio. So let's see, one final word on this. While the power of audio to deliver for clients is widely acknowledged. There is a desire among buyers for more standardized data and measurements. Some of the pressure in this market is putting a higher emphasis on data and efficacy. You have an industry that's growing to a scale now where it matters more to the person buying the ad, the person creating the ad, and the person running the campaign. They're more accountable as the stakes get higher. This is Scott Simonella, who is a CEO of Veritonic, and says that there's a resiliency and innate power of radio throughout its 100-year existence. Yes, radio has been around that long. Which is one of the reasons why AM radio should not be taken out of cars, because it has lasted so long. It is the most basic of radio. FM is slightly more sophisticated. You need certain things in order for FM radio to work. AM radio, your radio receiver can be the most basic thing, and it'll pick up an AM radio station. So, why AM radio should not be taken away. He says, nothing is more powerful at invoking an instant reaction, a visceral emotion response. Now with the economic uncertainty causing marketers to tighten their purse strings, the low cost of creating and placing audio is another big draw. Placing these commercials, these audio commercials, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. It's very powerful, and you're very close to the consumer. That's hard to beat. So that is what is happening in the world. So you don't necessarily discount the power of radio in this world without pity. Do you think I'm asking too much? All I need is the human touch. Well, we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, telling the last place on earth. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
Into this ground for the player, tell you what.
What?
I thought, hey, wait a minute now. What in the heck?
You know what? Yes. I know, I'm confused too, because you're here again, and you were just here with lovely lady friend.
Yeah, I don't want to be here that many times in a row.
Well, this is odd. Why? Yeah, I posted the wrong thing on my webpage. Oops. I'm going to fix that. Look who else is here. Oops. Hello, Micah Master. It's Madame Rootabega, and you look slightly confused. Oh. Yeah, people are here. Everybody's here today, I guess, because of spring and Easters and all of that. Do you like Easter? Yes. Do you like eggs? Yes. Do you like those things, those peeps? No. Yeah, they're kind of weird. Look who else is here as well.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know what?
Mike, you need to fix what's sitting there on your website now.
Yeah, website. Do you know what? I am. I'm going to do that exactly just after I'm done recording this fabulous podcast today. One other segment I'd like to bring you is the wonderful segment called Let's Go Back with Matt Views. I've been in radio for almost 40 years. Yes, quite a long time. That's why I'm a little bit of a pro radio geek. And let's go back in time, shall we? We're going to go back to April Fool's Day, and around the month of April, almost 30 years ago. This is actually 1994. And I was working at a country station called KA. And here I am, I'm probably, something around 24, 25, 26. And I sound a little bit different. Here, listen.
There's another Easter egg hunt on Sunday at the Ventura Harbor Village. Lots more. And they'll remember living beautiful Easter plants from Green Thumb, home of the nursery experts on Victoria Avenue near the freeway in Ventura.
A few years back.
See a town center, Canyon Center, the Oak.
Oh, these must be commercials that I did.
And now, Matt Michaels arrives at the Santa Fe Cafe.
Yeah, it's a Friday night. Felix, it's really great to,
So this was a show I did for 11 years called the Santa Fe Cafe. And this was this was like early on. I don't think I had done the show for a year yet.
Show right there, right by the Holiday Inn. And hi, everybody. How are you? Yeah. Going over to the Chely Santa Fe Cafe tonight. We got lots to give away. Trisha Yearwood's new album. Also, Andy Child's new album. And Naomi Judd, her audio book. We're giving that away on 100.7 KHAY and the Chely Santa Fe Cafe.
All the sounds of a bus.
Oh, here we are, as a matter of fact. I'll just hop out the door here and get myself...
I'll be back to pick you up at midnight, Matt.
Bye, I'll see you later there, Felix. Thanks for dropping me off. I'll just walk into the door here and... Wait a minute. The door won't open. What's the deal here? Come on. Let me in. What is the deal here? Oh, is this the practical joke that they're playing? Oh, man, but who's doing the show right now? Oh.
Welcome to the Santa Fe Cafe on 100.7 KHAY Ventura.
I can't get into the cafe. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that was Vince Gill, I think. Hey, that was my April Fool's. I couldn't get into the cafe. The Santa Fe Cafe. Shall we listen to one more? Oh, you're so kind because you're going to listen to one more. I'd like to see AI try to do this.
Hello there. Welcome to the Chely Santa Fe Cafe on 100.7 KHAY, 10 in a row, continuous new country, that's why, This is Jim the janitor, and we have locked Matt Michaels outside of the Chely Santa Fe Cafe as part of an April Fool's Day joke.
We play what you...
Yes. How are you?
Let me in, guys. Come on, please. Come on.
And Nancy's here, too. Hello, Nancy.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. Well, Matt's out.
Oh my gosh. Little reggae music there. Nancy! Wow. She was a huge fan, and she would bring food to the station all the time. Nancy. Hope she's doing
They're
okay.
suffering.
And her husband worked all night, and she'd always bring her husband with her because he was just about to go on a shift. And I was doing the night thing with this show because this show was like about 10 o'clock at night. And she'd bring some kind of food, some like cookies or whatever. And he would always look so tired. I felt so bad for the guy. Wow.
Enjoying some delicious root beer float.
Oh, and that's supposed to be Jim Ignatowski from Taxi, if you didn't figure it.
And ice cream and whatnot. Let's take a request. Hello.
Oh, I always listen to the cafe.
Oh, hello there. Who is this?
This is Jana.
Hi, Jana. How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm doing great.
That's beautiful. This is Jim the janitor here at the Chely Santa Fe Cafe.
Oh, wow.
We've locked out Matt Michaels. It's part of an April Fool's Day joke, isn't it funny?
Oh, yes, very.
What song do you want to hear this evening, Jana?
I want to hear She's in Love with a Boy by Trisha Yearwood.
Okie doke. What station keeps you up late at night and all that?
Okay.
Okie doke.
Trisha Yearwood, she's such a good cook now. Have you ever tried one of her recipes? She's on Food Network.
Hey, which one do you want to hear? What? Hello.
Hey, Jim, way to go. Way to go.
Thank you.
My gosh.
Who is this?
My name is Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing...
Oh my gosh, Sandra used to call all the time. Wow, I hope she's doing
Oh,
good.
just fine. Just trying to keep things going under control here at the KHAFA.
You're doing a marvelous job. I think that was great to mark out like that.
Matt. Okie doke.
Let me in! Come on, guys! This is not funny! Come on!
Wow. There you go. April Fool's Day. Almost 30 years ago. Okay. And one last thing. Shall we play from slightly later on? This was Santa Fe Cafe in the 2000s. So about 20 years ago.
Hi, it's me again.
I miss my friend Jody Messina downtime ahead of that. Matt Michaels on a rap on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Maybe I was a little rude to you,
We're going to bring you After Midnight next with Blair Garner. Give him a call with your request or dedication at 1-800-722-NITE. Number one on the top 8 at 8 tonight for the third night in a row. When You Lie Next to Me by Kelly Coffey. Tonight in the KH 9 o'clock preview.
What happened to Kelly Coffey? Oh, she had such a nice voice.
Kevin Denny.
And a nice name, Kelly Coffey. I like coffee.
This new one, the guy who sings That's Just Jesse. It's a song called Cadillac Tears. It passed with 100.7% of the votes saying they liked it. Tomorrow night in the KH 9 o'clock preview room, a new artist named James Otto. And after that, at the KH Santa Fe Cafe, the KH Cafe question will be, what's the craziest thing your dad did? As we leave
Oh, it must have been around Father's Day.
KH studio, rather the KH Santa Fe Cafe, walk out to the Map Bus. Felix.
Next stop, the KHAY studio.
Matt Michaels has left the building.
Silent breeding people!
Oh,
Computing now, Captain. Captain, incoming message.
I love that Star Trek show. It's so wacky.
Well, today we're visiting the home of Martin Thomas, who claims...
Thank you, Michael Penn.
Hey, time 11:04.
Everybody listen to Michael Penn albums. Buy Michael Penn albums. He was married to Amy Mann from Teal Tuesday.
Pride, and this is the new group Six Wire.
Oh, what happened to Six Wire? They were excellent.
Hey now.
They were a good country, kind of southern rock sounding band. Six Wire.
A happy guy.
Trisha Yearwood again.
Welcome to the KH Santa Fe Cafe. I'm Matt Michaels. It's 100.7 KHAY. The KH Cafe question. What's the craziest thing your dad did? Oh, let's go into the I just destroyed a fingernail. Oh my gosh. I can't understand why I'm not in some sort of pain right now. As we go into the back room, see Madame Rootabega.
Choose the reason why you are not in any pain is because I have you under a spell.
Okay.
Because I have my new boyfriend singing to you.
Interesting.
Matthew, doesn't he sound wonderful?
He just blew up.
Matthew, when he sings those notes, it causes him to explode.
No way. Tim McGraw unplugged one of these days.
Chase that boy home from school.
Aw, Tim McGraw, he's married to Faith Hill. Now, I've told you how everybody is married to everybody except myself is not married anymore. But there, we heard Madame Rootabega, an earlier version of her. She's not married either. She's dated a lot of people, and she's immortal. But that was an earlier version of her, and that's the end of the podcast. So if you enjoyed that, you can call 510-228-4640. If you did not enjoy that, you can call Workforce at 925-222-3102. Because Workforce would love to hear your complaints, I'm guessing. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer, and with more ways to reach me. This is a name, anybody you know whose name starts with an A, you should call them A-Frame, just like I do this person. It's A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.